For the record, there is supposed to be a ceasefire between India and Pakistan along the line of control in Jammu and Kashmir. On the ground though, ever since the Taliban came to power, there's a very clear increase in the number of infiltration attempts. The Indian army nabbed a terrorist, Ali Babar Patra, resident of Deepalpur in Pakistan's Punjab. He's spoken of how the Pak army was involved in his training, but more importantly, a Pakistani national being nabbed in Kashmir by the Indian army and then handed over to the Jammu and Kashmir police. Once again, evidence of how the Taliban coming to power has changed the dynamics, with the Pakistani army now far more brazen than before in pushing these terrorists through, in the hope that there will be a big security threat to India right ahead of the festive season.
The face of Pakistan treachery spilling the beans on Pakistan Army's role in unleashing terror in the valley. Listen to 19-year-old Ali Babar's confession on camera on how he was picked up, brainwashed and trained by Pakistani Army and the ISI.
और पाकिस्तानी जो लगी पाकिस्तानी एक हमारी पूरी पार्टी का थी हिंदुस्तानी आर्मी तो फायर किया तो जो हमारे दूसरे साथी जो छोड़ने आए थे लेकिन तो ऊपर के दो बैठे भी अंदर आना था वो भी पीछे था चार लोग पीछे मैंने भागी और हम दो और के अंदर पार कर गए थे पाकिस्तान आर्मी में लेकिन से पहले जो बात की थी ना मेरे पास मुझे आसान पहले भी सब किया और बाकी पास पूरा करने को 20 साल देना चाहिए तो पाकिस्तान आर्मी से वेला और वहाँ से सपोर्ट हम रखा वो मुझे मस्त पेपर में भी पूरा हम पे
किसका हाथ है बोल रहे हो?
ये पाकिस्तान आर्मी और ये एक पीली और एक फोर्स है और पे लगी मैं सिविल मस्त कैसे देख पा सकता हूँ और मैं शुक्रिया से देख सकता हूँ लेकिन मुझे कौन देगा अगर पीछे कोई हाथ है अदा है तो ऐसा कोई कर सकता मुझे सामने से कौन तस्दीक करेगा तो हमने तो प्यार किया रोज प्यार कर रहे हैं हम रोज प्यार किया और रोज प्यार करने के बाद हमें पाकिस्तान के लोग शेयर कैंप है फिर पाकिस्तान है मतलब ये फैसला किया और 5 घंटे से मेरी दो कजेंस दिया और एक किस्म दिया हमने सामान लिया राशन दिया
कौन सी तारीख को आपको बोला गया कि आपको इन्फिल्ट्रेट करना है? 13 को बताया गया।
This is the confession of a Pakistan terrorist that nails the Pakistan Army and the ISI's nefarious designs to disturb peace in the valley. Irrefutable proof that Pakistan cannot deny as its own exposes its terror design. Bureau Report, India Today.
To talk about the confessions of these terrorists and what they mean for the current state of play when it comes to India's security in Jammu and Kashmir and the heartland, I'm joined on this broadcast by Lieutenant General B.S. Jaswal. He's been the former General Officer Commanding in Chief Northern Army Command. We have SP Waid, former Director General of Police, Jammu and Kashmir. We have Sushant Sareen, one of our leading strategic affairs experts. We have Kamar Chima joining us from Pakistan, strategic affairs expert. And Gaurav Sawant joins us, who deals with strategic affairs for the India Today group. I want to go across first to General Jaswal, because the arrest of Ali Babar Patra is important, because it's not often that you catch a Pakistani terrorist alive. It happened with Kasab, and now you've got a walking, talking confession. on camera, a man who's proved Pakistan's complicity, who comes from Okara in Pakistan's Punjab, now in Indian custody. And what he's saying about the pace of infiltration, the thrust of this moment, on the back of a ceasefire which we'd seen over the last several months. What do you think the enemy nation at this time is trying to do? If you were in the Northern Army Command at this moment, strategizing how to prevent these infiltrations and to deal with their aftermath, what do you think is the state of play? General Jaswal.
Firstly, why Pakistan is doing this? As of now, Kashmir has seen quite a bit of normal situation over there. And their leaders are being systematically decimated and killed. As far as our anti-terrorist grid is concerned, it is very strong. So they want to fill up the gap which is there in Kashmir as of now, and more so because Pakistan armies got involved with Afghanistan in supporting them. So their focus is primarily over there. They want to keep our security forces engaged in the valley, and I would also say they're looking at Punjab also for that matter. So Pakistan is trying to make sure that the security forces get involved and there is no threat which can manifest onto Pakistan. That is the reason they're trying to infiltrate people and probably replace some of the leaders who have been killed. But I can assure you the grid which exists as of now over there is very strong. So they will be checked at that place itself. Third thing which you had said was about the proof.
SP, you're someone who's seen high-profile events. When there is, for example, a big festival coming up, there is very often renewed thrust at infiltration. We're seeing that play out, which has happened in the past. So that per se isn't new. What's new is that post the Taliban takeover, the ISI and the Pak army seem to be more brazen. What implications does it have for policing in Jammu and Kashmir and the possibility of some of these terrorists slipping past the grid, coming into Jammu and Kashmir and then coming into the mainland and wanting to do something big and dramatic?
Rahul, let me first state what General Jaswal said. I completely agree with him. The first attempt of the Pakistan is, you can't sustain terrorism in Valley unless there is a replenishment of weapons and a replenishment of leadership. So last few years, there's a lot of elimination of top cadres have taken place, and it is almost in the dying stage. So Pakistan seeing this opportunity, and you see the morale is skyrocketing of all terrorist organizations, whether they are in Kashmir, in Pakistan, Afghanistan, or across the world after takeover of Taliban of Afghanistan. And there is attempt before snowfall covers the peaks to push in as many people and as many weapons as possible. And these attempts in Uri, Rajouri, Poonch earlier were actually in that light. And implications of this, you see, the danger is most in many other states apart from Kashmir, radicalization signs have been seen, whether it is Kerala, whether it is West Bengal, some districts of UP, other places in the across the country. There have been reports in Bangladesh. You heard Police Commissioner of Dhaka saying some boys from Bangladesh immediately after takeover of Taliban in Afghanistan were missing from Bangladesh. They tried to go towards Afghanistan. So we need to monitor very closely in the intelligence agencies, the police, about this vulnerable group of youth moving towards that direction, and keep a very close eye on such elements, not only in Kashmir, across the country, particularly now.
So you make two very important points. You're talking about the morale of terrorists being sky high after the victory of the Taliban, which it undoubtedly is, and second, the availability of weapon systems, because given the arsenal that the United States has left behind, Sushant Sareen, that is a nightmare scenario for India's security forces, because not just do you have the Pak army wanting to send these terrorists in, you've got a whole arsenal of weapon systems, very sophisticated, night vision devices as well, which will give these terrorists far greater capabilities than previous terrorists would have had so far.
Rahul, that's correct. But at least in this particular case, we haven't seen those weapon systems filter into Kashmir. So that is one. And perhaps we should expect some of that stuff to flow into Kashmir over the next few weeks, maybe a couple of months, and perhaps even during the winter. Number one. Number two, look, we know that the weapons would be upgraded. They are not going to be the 1990s versions of AK-47s and stuff like that. There would be night vision devices and all the other gizmos which they've laid their hands on. So that does upscale their capabilities somewhat, but not so much that they can change the strategic balance. That's the second point. The third point, which I want to make is that in this particular case, this guy at least does not seem to have been really well indoctrinated, really committed. I don't buy his confession. I think that's a nonsensical rubbish story which most of these characters will give, that I came with, he's probably a hardcore jihadi, but didn't have the fortitude to, get himself killed, which also happens with many of these guys. But I think this is a lucky break for us. My only question is, have we milked him enough for what he's worth? Should we not have first built up a very watertight case? Because I know what Mr. Cheema is going to say, that this guy is not a Pakistani, this guy was this guy, and he's of course going to talk about Kulbhushan Jadhav. Those are the familiar tropes of the Pakistanis. But I think we should probably not be in a haste to bring these guys to the front. We should probably, collect all the information, irrefutable, about his Pakistani links, his village, etc., etc., and then come out publicly. So I wonder whether we have somewhat jumped the gun. But I think the Pakistanis are also jumping the gun. I think the Pakistanis, more than the terrorists, the Pakistanis are very emboldened and enthused by what has happened in Afghanistan. The ceasefire in February happened because the Pakistanis were concerned that if they have an eastern front which is active and a western front which is uncertain, it causes trouble for them. Now that they've got the Taliban in place, there is no civil war as yet. And I say this advisedly, as yet in Afghanistan. They think they've got Afghanistan sealed up. But I think there are two things they have not catered for. One, what is going to be the international reaction insofar as Afghanistan-Pakistan relations are concerned and Pakistan's sponsorship of Taliban? That is one. And the second thing I think they have not factored for is the kind of spike in terrorism on their western front. Now, if they've jumped the gun and they're opening up their eastern front once again, I say no skin off our nose. In fact, this is the right time to catch them in a pincer.
Qamar Cheema, the fact that the ISI and the Pak army seem to be emboldened by the takeover of the Taliban in Afghanistan is quite abundant, and now there is walking, talking proof in the form of Ali Babar Patra, who's naming the village Dipalpur in Okhara in Pakistan's Punjab. I don't know if you know the place, but he's on camera talking about how the ISI, the Pak army, were involved in training him, and how he was trained at a camp with the Lashkar-e-Taiba, and how he's been sent into India with the specific intent of creating trouble in a post-Taliban takeover scenario.
Well, Rahul, there are 3-4 points which I want to make. The first point is that this is Pakistan's stated policy, and since Prime Minister Imran Khan came, he said that who are crossing the border and going into the occupied Kashmir or crossing the LOC and taking the weapons, they are not friends of Pakistan, they are Pakistan's enemy. This is the first thing. The second point is that for quite some time, particularly since these 2 decades, India is trying to link its security threats with the global security threats and with the global war against terrorism, for which India for quite some time has not been that much successful, but yet India has been successful. The third point is that India is trying to looking the way things have unfolded in Afghanistan, and now how American Congress is looking and coming up with an act on Afghanistan where people believe that it will have some impact on Pakistan, So some segments of the Pakistani society believe that India would try to link it or would try to give a message to the American Congress, or will try to influence somewhere to the Americans that the situation in Afghanistan and in India is like the same. So Pakistan is the main actor behind all that propping up. So Pakistan believes that, and we also have that trust with the global partners, because we have dealt with them and we have supported them in fighting war against terrorism. So we are not in a position. We have fought the war against terrorism. We want Pakistan's image to be soft. We want the international community to come here. We are not supporting anything which is happening in occupied Kashmir. We have said it many times. It's all political, diplomatic, and moral. And India's military, the deep state, is coming up with such kind of cooked stories many times, such kind of wise youth, you can find them out. And there are people who have been picked up by the Indians from Afghanistan and they were taken into India recently. So there is a lot which has been cooked up, and our policy is very clear. But India has not been that much successful in projecting its case globally.
Gaurav Sawant, this is, I dismiss all of what Qamar Chima is saying, but it's important to know the rhetoric being put out by Pakistan in the context of now there being evidence of a terrorist who's talking about where from Pakistan he came from, how he was trained by the ISI and the Pak army. There were initial infiltration attempts in Nowshera, then in Poonch, then Uri, and this seems to be a trend. So it's not a one-off infiltration attempt where just one terrorist, Ali Babar Patra, got unlucky. It seems to be part of a growing trend which poses very serious ramifications for India's national security.
It indeed does, Rahul. And, Qamar Chima and his Prime Minister may live in a world of their own, but the world sees ground realities. In today's day and age, if India says that there are terror launch pads that are full of terrorists who are trying to infiltrate, there is satellite imagery, the whole world can see it. And Pakistan may lie till cows come home. There are no takers, and that was one reason perhaps why Imran Khan had no takers and did not travel to the United States, because he knew he would be lectured on Pakistan state-sponsored terrorism, whether in Afghanistan or in India. There is evidence from Ajmal Amir Kasab on 26/11/2008 to the terrorist Babar Ali today. The fact is both come from Okara in Pakistan's Punjab province. The fact is that Pakistan's ISI, Lashkar-e-Taiba and the army use the poorest of these elements, train them in terrorist training camps, and there are details now the Indian army has being cross-checked at this stage, and much more of this evidence will come out in public domain in days and weeks ahead as interrogation happens. Terror launch pads are full. There are images that will come out in public domain. Qamar Chima may deny it, but the world sees the truth the way it is. And that is why Pakistan continues to be called Terror Central, Rahul.